One day early this spring, I was out on one of the warm days and flying my Discus Launch Glider, and I crashed. When I first saw the damage, I was pretty sure that it was total. I didn't really have a lot of experience with mixing composite construction. This is carbon fiber, fiberglass, foam. I have a feeling there's a spar in there, but I don't really know. I think I was lucky that the spar didn't break. Basically what happened is it just kind of folded. You can see here sort of crease and a little bit of the fiberglass and the carbon fiber sort of bubbling up. So what I did is I just kind of set my glider aside for several months. I just hung it up on the wall, and a couple of weeks ago started looking at it again and decided that it really wasn't all that bad, and so I repaired it. Here's the picture of the repaired wing. Basically I just kind of pushed the fiberglass and the carbon fiber back down into place, poked a bunch of holes in it with a straight pin, mixed up some epoxy finishing resin, and sort of squeegeed it in through the holes. And the hardest part really was the tail boom. I wish I had taken a picture of the tail boom before. This repair I used something called uni, which is unidirectional carbon fiber with very thin strips of hot glue holding it all together. You can actually see the strips. Somebody recommended that I sort of iron down the strips, but I didn't do that before I started. And little ridges don't bother me at all. And while I was in there doing some repairs, I decided to rewire my receiver. I had a lot of extra wire in there. This is a FreeSky XR4, and in a DLG I'm using 4 servos. And so what I had to do before was I made a Y harness. What I decided to do is just solder on some new pins in parallel with 2 of the power pins. In this receiver, the power pins are right across from each other, and so these 3 pins, the ones that I added, and then the 2 below each of them, are now all soldered together. And then I also soldered on a new wire onto one of the power pins. This wire, the red wire that's coming off of one of the power pins, goes to power my high precision Vario. I'm hoping that I saved some of the weight that I used in the repair. I also rewired the wiring that goes from the wing down into the fuselage. The power from both servos comes together, or the ground from both servos comes together, and so I only run 1 red wire and 1 black wire from the wing. It seems to be working fine, and everything seems to be working. It's flying again. I'm back in the air. And I've cut out most filming myself by just sort of setting the camera up on my bag and pointing it in the direction, kind of trying to stay in frame. I tend to get launches around 100 feet. If I get a good one, I've thrown 120, 130 feet. I'm pretty happy with the repair. I tried to reorient the camera and just sort of point it at the sky and see if I could fly through the view. The air was a little uneven this day. These flights are probably all about a minute long. I think my best flights over the last couple of days have been maybe 2 or 3 minutes. The wind's been a little higher than I like to fly in. I haven't seen any real nice thermals. I'm really happy with the uni. That worked out very well. It's very strong. I probably could have got away with using a little bit less of it. Still working on getting the trims all set. Still feel like I'm flying the glider instead of flying the wind. Before the crash I was very comfortable with this glider, and now I feel like I'm really trying to find my way again. Gotta get back in practice, get my feel for the glider back, get my throws back in shape. I actually had another minor crash the other day. In this picture there's actually a bunch of different repairs. The big repair with all the little holes, that's from a long time ago. The latest one is just on the rudder. I was landing and there was really a gusty wind and caught the wingtip and cartwheeled, and the rudder cracked against the ground. This fin and rudder is really getting kind of beat up, so hopefully I won't have to make any more repairs back there. I need to make sure I don't add too much weight towards the back of the glider, so hopefully this is the last time I have to repair back there.